is a Royal Diamond, member of the Millionaires Club, President's Club, has a really wonderful team, a huge international team, a former tennis pro. He's going to tell his story, and he's going to share great moments with the Nikken amazing products and athletes. Royal Diamond, Rapp, and his team of beautiful ladies.
Hey, I'm old school, folks. You know, they asked me, what would you like for the presentation? You need a PowerPoint? I said, no, I got my own PowerPoint. Right here. You want to sell something in America, you're going to use what? You're going to use a celebrity, an athlete, or a beautiful woman. Now, you might not like my presentation, but you're sure like the hell out of who I brought up on stage with me. Would you agree? All right. So what I'm going to share with you is on performance, okay? Now we know that athletes sell things. We know that our country is full of people that love sports. I'm going to talk fast because I want to cover not only the products and what they can do for athletes, but some testimonials of athletic performance that have been amazing, okay? I mentioned just earlier that I would teach you all how to have the best sex you've ever enjoyed in your life into your 90s. Two major things: circulation and communication. If you stay in the magnetic field, you got better communication and accelerated circulation, okay? At age 20, 20% of your blood vessels are shut down. At 40, 40% shut down, and that diminishes till you'll die. I'm more flexible today than when I was 20 because my circulatory system is completely open because of the sleep system, the water, and all these different technologies. So that's something you need to know when you talk to people. You're talking to people who have children who want to be athletes. You're talking to people who are adult athletes. You're talking to college and high school athletes and professional athletes and people who were professional athletes. They all need our products to perform at the optimum level. So that's one of the things I want to share with you. IMG Academy is the #1 training academy in America. They are a $5 billion a year company. They manage most of the golfers and tennis professionals in the country. They train 10,000 athletes a year in Bradenton. Nikken was a sponsor in 2000 and 2001. The three things I shared with the athletes and the coaches and trainers was that we get three things with Nikken products that we can talk about. Number one, recovering from an injury you already have. Number two, prevention of injuries you might get in the sport. And number three is sports performance enhancement. Okay? Now, we're all vibrating. Would you agree? Yes. Some vibrating more than others. The reality of it is, most of us bodies, our vibration is like a slow dance. Our circulation is like that of a slow dance. You don't want that vibration. You don't want that circulation. What you want is the vibration of a salsa dance, right? Okay, you want this. Does that sort of give you an idea? That's what you want. How many of you think I'm vibrating at a salsa level? All right. Thank you, Asenet. That's important to recognize. Einstein said frequency is everything. Or Peter Goldberg said frequency is critical. That's what we're talking about. Now I want to talk to you about some of the benefits of the product. Sleep mask. Okay, every athlete, 80% of error in sports is because of visual error. This will increase your circulation around your eyes, take away wrinkles around your eyes, improving your vision, clearing sinuses up, and allergies and snoring are relieved. You wake up in the morning with bad red eyes, you're not going to perform well that day. You don't wake up in the morning with red in your eyes with that product. An example, personal trainer. I had a personal trainer in Southern California, sportsman. Doing her workouts, she would work out with each student. She'd do the push-ups to show, and they'd do push-ups together. She could do 40. She got the power band, and she could do 60. The first month, she sold 51 of these. This industry of power bands, folks, is a $1 billion industry. It's only a couple of years old. Nikken is not hitting $1 billion in sales. Folks, this is sad. These little babies are on all the top athletes, but not ours. Okay? Understand this. You increase your strength anywhere from 10 to 15, 20%. You increase the fluid movement in the area where you place it, critical for athletic performance. And this, like Peter Goldberg said, it affects every cell in the body instantly. Boxing. A few years ago, actually in the 90s, Sherry Clark and another distributor who had the nerve to kind of sneak into Evander Holyfield's property, got to show Evander the products. Sherry gave him a rollout. He stayed on the pad for about 1 hour and 45 minutes, bought everything. Became a consultant later on because he had an entourage of people that were following him. He wanted to provide an income for them, and many of them, started doing the business. Obviously, Holyfield is still fighting today. In fact, he's probably got a date for his next fight right now, I think. But he's using everything. He's been a big believer in Nikken products for a long time. You asked about the importance of water. Hydration is critical for sports performance. 2% dehydration, you've lost 20% of your energy. Share that with people. The nation outside these walls, 75% are clinically dehydrated. Every athletic performance, when they finish it, they're clinically dehydrated. They're getting foggy right at the time the game is most important. So it's critical to be able to share that. So the other thing about our water is it triple hydrates. Okay, your skin can get healthy. If you look at people and their skin looks like hell, chances are their internal skin's in that same kind of condition. The external skin is an example of what's on the inside. A lady up in Virginia named Martha Fruhop had fibromyalgia, was in a hospital bed for 3 years in her home, a year and a half on morphine. Found the Nikken products, and within 3 weeks was getting back to normal. Within 2 months, bought a 100-jumper horse, and within 6 months won a national 100-jumper competition. Horses have been using, vets have been using magnets on horses for 50 years to make bones, tendons, ligaments, nerves, and muscles heal faster. Works on a horse, it works on us. In golf, John Houston, ranked number 121 on the Pro Tour, rotator cuff problems, low back problems, bought 4 products from David Ledbetter, one of our distributors who is the #1 golf professional in the world. 6 weeks later, broke a 30-year-old record, 28 under par, won $463,000. He wore the insoles, the back flex, he took the Mag Boys and the sleep system with him on the tour. He's won over $8 million. His wife became a consultant. It's unbelievable the benefit for golf. If a person's a 15 handicap or higher, generally they can take 2 to 4 strokes off their game. And many, many, many testimonials of people getting physical relief using our products. Swing speed increases anywhere between 8 and 12, 4 and 12. Callaway Golf tested that. We don't have an endorsement, so we can't say that, but I did a test and it was 8 to 12 miles per hour faster. In football, one of my platinum-to-be distributors got to stand in front of the Super Bowl trophy and introduce Nikken to the owner of the Broncos, the trainers, and boosters. He went silver that month. Over the next 6 months, they bought $50,000 worth of products. They were already world champions. They won another world championship. And Rod Smith, the MVP of the Super Bowl and the NFL's leading receiver, became a silver distributor, came and spoke to an event and shared these products, gave him the best season of his life. Other teams that have used Nikken are Cincinnati Bengals, San Francisco 49ers, and most of the teams have used them, but we're not getting an endorsement because they don't want anybody else to know what's going on. Do these products help athletes? You bet. Does the world know about it? No way. No one knows about the benefits of our products. In baseball, Johnny Bench, the best catcher in baseball history, couldn't even pick up his grandson, couldn't swing a golf club, his arm was so sore. Within 3 weeks of using our product, he was back playing golf again, he got his life back. Became a consultant just to share the products and make people aware of what they could do. For an athlete, this pair of Mad Boys on this little handle is a better warm-up than stretching, because in 3 minutes you fill the fluid movement system of your body to the maximum, and you don't take a chance on overstretching or straining. You also power up the arms and the shoulders, neck, things like that as well. So this is a great tool for that. If you're playing a sport that involves a racket, I recommend the sports band or the full Elastomag wristband with the terry cloth wristband over it. And it's amazing how the racket doesn't turn in your hand. The extra pop you get on the serve is several miles per hour. Raleigh Fingers, a professional baseball player, his son's using the insoles in his shoes, getting 2 to 3 more miles per hour. A lot of pitchers can get to 85 to 90, not many can get into the 90s, so 2 or 3 more miles per hour is worth a few million, maybe $60 to $80 million for a pitcher. Huge benefit. Golfers and tennis players at a recreational level are having a great time using the little sports band. Obviously, the insoles are important because you don't get cramps in your legs hardly at all. I don't know anybody who's had a problem with cramping using that product. The interesting thing about weightlifting is they did a competition. They had everybody put mag steps in, and they could all lift 8 to 15% more weight. Okay? I had a recent personal trainer sign up. He saw a guy in his gym doing a power lift. He couldn't get the thing up. He took the power band over there, and the guy bench pressed that weight from a deadlift first time in his life. That was just last week. Gymnastics. All the athletes in gymnastics are injured. And Shannon Miller, Svetlana Boginskaya, and Anya Hatch, all Olympic medalists, a ton of medals like this, they love the product. Yes. All of them love the product. In soccer, I had a coach up in Virginia doing a test on his goalies, how high they could jump. And they have a little device that goes up like this, and you reach up as high as you can, and you flip a little thing, and you can get a height. Put the mag steps in, he jumped 4 inches higher. Think about basketball. What would that do for basketball? In swimming, I had a swimmer 2 different mothers told me how they took the power mag over their daughters. For a few minutes before they swam, they took 2 seconds off the leg of the relay. Now, those of you that understand swimming, that's nearly impossible because swimming is a 100th of a second. Took off 2 seconds on these 2 girls. One of my distributors went to the beach down in Santa Monica, and he saw Rick Fox, the LA Laker, working on his car out in the driveway. He went up to me and said, "Rick, have you ever seen these things?" He took the mag steps and did a strength test. Rick Fox said, "You got to come show the Lakers this." Now, they were getting ready to play the Portland Trail Blazers the next week. Nikken sent 20 pair over there. You can imagine the size that needed. There was all those 18s. And my understanding was the trainers said 8 of the players on the team wore the insoles. Now, just don't think that the salvation of your business is going to be an athlete. It's not going to be an athlete. What it's going to do is going to give you connections. It's still connections to people, you know. I mean, athletes are focusing on what? Their sport. Okay, but that was the best one we have, and I think, for basketball. In cycling, I had a 49-year-old man sign up. He was going to compete in Alaska, and it's like an all-day ride. And he got the sleep system, he got the back flex, the insoles, bands on his wrist, and finished his race second place to a 27-year-old on a 24-hour bicycle ride across Alaska, and it was 3 hours better than his prior best time for that distance. That's one cycling testimonial I just had last year. In auto racing, we had a young lady named Amy Goodman who was a technician for these NASCAR engines, and she did $20,000 in 1 month selling products to NASCAR racers. Bad backs, bad sleep situations, all the kind of jarring that goes on. Later on in life, they're going to have all kinds of health challenges, so she saw that there was a lot of benefit there. In tennis, we haven't had many testimonials. A lot of athletes have used the product. Peter Fleming in England was John McEnroe's partner. He had a bad back, couldn't hardly play. Nikken got him back on the court. This was past his prime, but he became a silver consultant and still talks about Nikken to this day. I'm a tennis player who tells you, I'm nationally ranked a couple of years ago in tennis. All the 60-year-old players in the nation are injured. I was the only one that wasn't injured. I don't play quite enough to be nationally ranked anymore, but the good news is your body goes back to flexibility that you haven't experienced in years and energy level. Okay? You also want to use power patches. When athletes come to the United States from the Orient, they're usually having these little mini magnets on their body. And that what they'll do is it'll stop the areas that are getting tightened up when you're playing. It's also good once you get an injury to help that area have benefit 24/7, 365. CM Cream is a real popular product, and most of the athletes will tell you that this is one of their favorite things. Johnny Bench, Tony Gwynn in baseball said he uses this every day. It's not just for joint discomfort situations. Any muscle that's aching and having discomfort, you can apply this generously. If you're having problems sleeping, if you're having problems with sinuses, as Susan Carver mentioned, this stuff should be in everyone's handbag. And also the little sample tubes work great. Let's see what have I got here. A really good thing for athletes is take a small bottle of pine water, and right before you compete, I did this in tennis, spray yourself. Once again, 80% of error in sports has to do with vision error. You wake your face up, wake your concentration up. Every cell of your body is affected by this energy. Your mental acuity, visual acuity, stamina, everything about your performance in sports is enhanced just by one product. But where you apply it, you're getting strength and you're getting circulation in that area. So if you have a rotator problem, power patches are great. Use the power, actually in sports like tennis, you can use this on the changeover. In tennis, I would sit in a Kenko seat, rub this on my shoulders, drink pine water, and everybody thinks I'm nuts. But the thing is, there's nobody else making $20,000 a month. Well, that's why I'm out playing tennis, having a great time. It's nothing like $20,000 a month to put a smile on your face. When I got into Nikken, I could walk through any door in the city. After a few months in Nikken, I had to go through doors sideways because my smile was so big. When it comes right down to it, folks, no one has seen their optimum sports performance until they use Nikken products. We have an opportunity right now, just with the power band alone, to wake people up. I get consultants sometimes that are shy about doing those demonstrations. And the reality of it is, all we got to do is introduce it. The people that are meant to get it will get it. Thank you very much. Thank you. PowerPoint girls.